It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because as I said, 2 defeats in 18 for this Welling side under Rod Stringer now, and Slough obviously trying to secure that home unbeaten run. It should really be a very interesting game of football in terms of 2 sides that are actually now in good form. I can only see a draw, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, because I'm expecting a lot of attacking football.
Yeah, I think if this game had been sort of 5 games ago when there was still a bit more for both sides to play for, I think it probably would have had a very different feel to it.
A bit more of a nervy game.
Absolutely. It's that fine balance, isn't it? You know, I think Welling are trying to play that ball around to feet. They're trying to move it and just do those shorter passes for the majority. But obviously Slough are pushing them, which is mean it's trying to force errors, but it was a fantastic bit of play there that did lead to that half chance for Welling. Just shows that they can do it, and again it's that risk and reward, isn't it? If you can play through that press, as Chambers brilliant puts the ball forward towards the runner Lynch. Lynch tries that flick, just can't quite get enough on it though, and Charles Cook is able to gather comfortably. Nearly got your wish there, Connor.
As that's now continue, and that's that just couldn't slip the ball through, but Chapman's on the end of this one, strikes low with his right foot there, and it's just dragged wide of the keeper's right post. As Slough continue, Goddard linking up with Minas. Minas holding the ball for Chapman, who again might have another go at goal here. This time he does. It's more at Reece Charles Cook this time, barely more central. He read it quite well that he was going for the other opposite side this time. Lynch now just looking up, sees Chambers put on a little bit of space, but he's been closed down there pretty quickly, but he's managed to manoeuvre himself around a couple of Welling players. Finds Goddard, who gets it out to the right-hand side for Bonner to put a ball in. Bit of a lofted, floated ball in, which Prosper keeps alive. It falls into the middle area. There was both Chambers Brillon and Minas there, but no strike towards goal in the end, and it's found its way into the hands of Charles Cook. Aiming for the usual suspects, you'd imagine, in Dan Bayliss. Temir Wecker is fired in, it's headed away, but it's not out of the box as it rolls across this left-hand side with Bayliss, but he's going to just allow it to roll out for a throw, in which he does take himself. Chested by Prosper on the edge of the box. He's got an awful lot of work to do there, Jamal Prosper, but he's done really well. Finds Goddard, who just floats it across goal. Aweka heads down. There's a strike towards goal from Minas, followed up by David O'Bonner, and it's just deflected away there by Lachlan Bird.
Just keeping the Rebels at bay, but Rebels certainly getting into the ascendancy here, and will need to make this count. We've seen so many times this season where they've not made those opportunities count, as Lynch does fling in a corner and Bayliss heads at the near post, but it's too close to Charles Cook. And it just sort of moves his body slightly to the right with a near dive, and the ball falls nicely into his hands. But another good chance from the Rebels.
Another Slough throw. Lynch takes it, finds Chambers Brillon, who strikes with the outside of his foot towards goal from, I said, about 25 yards from goal. It's a great effort actually in the end, but it does go past the post. Now Welling try a ball forward, which again, it's not quite working out for them at the minute, the Wings.
No, that longer, more direct ball was on a few seconds earlier, but by that stage it was played. The strikers had stopped their runs, and it was a very easy interception for Davies in the end.
So now Goddard out on this near side to us. Tries to drive into space, finds a Wecker who's joined the attack in the Welling half. Now Bonner again does get a ball in this time. It's Johnny Goddard on the end of it, and he's just scuffed it there over the bar on his left foot as he entered towards that 6-yard area. It's a good pick out though from a Bonner that time.
Yeah, great delivery in from the right winger. Just with the inside of his right foot, just sort of bending it into that corridor of danger, I think they say, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's just in behind the back line. But yeah, fantastic run in there from Goddard. But I think the ball had just bounced up a yard or two in front of him, and just couldn't quite keep that effort down.
Up against Bayliss this time. Bayliss just holding up, but he's excellently turned him now, Papadopoulos. Bayliss though gets back and recovers well. Now Lynch finds O'Bonner in the centre circle. Looking to run at them now. I'm sure David is. He's got Green in front of him, but he's also been supported by Anthony Grant. O'Bonner though gets the support he wants, with Chapman just getting forward now. It's with Chapman on the corner of the box there. Finds Chambers Brillon, he strikes towards goal, towards the keeper's left post, but it's held well by Charles Cook.
Yeah, there's only one area that Chambers Brillon could really hit that.
It's now Adigan. Finds Kennedy. Just in the middle at the moment, in the middle of the centre circle, has Lynch in front of him. So now Johnson finds Papadopoulos. Kennedy again, and then Anthony Grant there firing across field. Beginning to put some passes together here Welling. There's space is opening up, and it's Kennedy now. Cuts that ball back across goal as he just managed to keep it from going out of play there. It was a good passing move in the end from Welling. I was also going to say, after that miss there, the frustration on Tony Fontanelle, and I'll just pause because there's a move brewing here for Slough as Chambers Prillon finds O'Bonnell on the edge of the box. It's left foot strike towards goal, and it's cannoned back off the post. It's still live though with Goddard. Going to cut inside on his right foot. He could try to dink towards goal there. It was followed up by actually a strike towards goal again by Chambers Prillon. It's left the box though, finds Lynch. It's back with O'Bonnell now on the right side as he looks to make another move into the box. Turning in and out of multiple players there, goes down, but I don't think that's a penalty at all. Still with Josh Chapman though. Ball's loose at the minute, and Lynch is going to fire a ball into the box, headed away, or not quite away, up into the air by Bird. Chapman now battling away with it as it still is live in the box. Now Grant, he tries to lay it back to his defender there to clear it, intercepted by Slough in the middle of the Welling box. Bizarre bit of defending there. And Lynch will try again. Another header away by Birchall. They just can't get it away here, Welling, as Prosper's on the other side now for some reason as well. They do get it away eventually, but that's been stolen back by Chambers Prillon off of Adigan. He's going to strike. And again, he stings the hands of Charles Cook, but it's again another one that's probably a little bit too comfortable for the keeper there, not quite forcing him into more desperate action there. That's a very high lofted ball from Bayliss. Not quite sure he intended on doing that, but Nathan Minas has made it work as he turns on the ball, strikes towards goal, and that's a better save there from Charles Cook, who had to dive across there to stop Minas from equaling the top goal scorer award.
Yeah, as we've seen so often this season, Minas just using his body so effectively, just able to sort of shepherd Bird away from the ball. And a good sort of like dipping volley. It wasn't really sort of like a high dipping volley. Never really sort of got above sort of like hip height.
Yeah, I think that's a given with the new owners, big time. Played short again by Welling. That's a good move they're building up here. That's a great turn as well by, I believe that was Anthony Grant, and there's a great low strike towards Lincoln's left post.
Yeah, some good use of the body there, just to sort of swivel on the ball just inside the D on the edge of the area. Low drive to Lincoln's left-hand side, just wide of the post. Good opportunity there for the away side.
Good pass into the feet of Adigan. He's made space. It's a strike towards goal. It's a good right-hand save. And then Cameron Green with the follow-up there scuffs the left-footed shot wide. That's probably one of the best attempts Welling have had this afternoon as well.
Goddard will try and retrieve that ball, but Adigan has done well just to retain possession and break past two Slough players down that right-hand side, playing that ball forwards now as Welling move up the pitch, trying to launch a counter-attack. Back inside there to Papadopoulos, and then back to Adigan. Slides the ball across into Reece Grant, and it's a goal for the visitors.
It's a fantastic goal as well. I don't think you could take anything away from there. It all started from that brilliant nutmeg on Johnny Goddard inside the Welling half as well. And the home unbeaten run is in danger. And I feel like we're going to see some substitutes very shortly from Slough. Taking short again back to Lynch, and Lynch is going to try ball across the field to find O'Bonnell, which he does. O'Bonnell now is going to try and lift it over Green. He does get past him. He goes down being held, and the penalty has been awarded by the referee. I've got to be honest with you, I actually felt like that wasn't going to be given because it felt very, very soft, Gary. I think you're agreeing and nodding slightly there. I can see.
I'm thinking about how to choose my words. I mean, it's a fantastic crossfield pass from Lynch there, left to right. I did think that David's first touch wasn't quite what he would have liked. The ball had sort of sat up nicely, but then that in turn then allowed him just to flick the ball over the defender's head. And as he so often does, you know, he's quick, he gets his body round these players. I think the arm of the defender was across the front of David. It's in the box. Again, you know, rightly or wrongly, I will always try and defend match officials. I think they have an exceptionally difficult job. This one has gone potentially in Slough's favour as Goddard is put the ball down and ready to take this spot kick for Slough.
The influence of over 1,000 Slough fans behind that goal has given the penalty. Another factor to get people into the ground more. More penalties. So it will be Goddard then. Strikes low into the corner. Slough are level with time to still score the winner. Goes the opposite way of Reece Charles Cook takes him 2 away from Nathan Minas as well, which I'm sure he's just as happy and delighted about. And as I said, Slough are level, Slough Town 1, Welling United 1, game on. And I believe the man of the match there just confirmed is David O'Connor this afternoon as well. Welling, though, do have a free kick here, a dangerous one as well if they can get it right. It's not cleared by Slough, and it's headed towards goal, and then headed again by, I think that was Reece Grant there. Heads it away from goal, but I think the offside flag's up against Grant. I think it's Grant that's being flagged offside in the end. So Bramble to take. Flicked on by Grant. Finds Papadopoulos, who flicks it on further to Adigan. There's a break on now for Welling. It's a fantastic strike from range there from Adigan. And he's almost just stunned Arbor Park. He was about 10 yards inside the Slough half before noticing that Dan Lincoln was off his line. And that would have been a grandstand finish, but not for the Slough team. Goddard, though, again keeping it for Slough. Gabe George with the ball in the box, headed away by Bird. Drops for Jackman. Jackman's just had the ball taken away, and a late challenge there by Jackman. And the referee does blow for full time. Closes the season, like I said, 2023-2024 is complete. It's finished Slough Town 1, Welling United 1. Looked like that home unbeaten run was in danger after Welling took the lead. But Slough managing to get it back to 1-1 with an Ogbonna penalty, which we're still not quite sure about, but I think in the end Scott Davis will be happy with his side retaining that unbeaten run, and it's looking likely as well to finish in 10th spot to finish the season.